Hi guys, welcome you all to my channel Explore Edu to Teach.
We'll be starting with another important subject in part of university exams, in part of competitive exams, especially for electronics, electrical, instrumentation, and such allied branches of engineering, which is signal and systems. Okay, a series of videos will be uploaded on signal and system topic along with different numericals solved in these videos. So do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay, and share it to as many people as you can, because there are many more videos which are going to come on this subject, signal and systems. Also, do not forget to hit the bell icon so that every time a new video goes live, you get notified for the same. So today we'll be talking about just the introduction and the basic concepts of signal and system. It's my humble request to each and every one of you to make a note of it. The free notes are present in the description box of this YouTube video itself. Please go and download it from there, and please share it to as many people as you can, and try to understand this video well, because this video is going to talk about the key terminologies, the basic terminologies of this subject. If these terminologies are clear to you, it will help you to learn the other complex topics in the future. But here, if you have confusion, trust me, it's going to be difficult for you to learn the other topics in signal and systems. So try to understand this lecture properly. If you like it, please share it to other people so that even they can get benefited out of it. Okay. So the topic that we are going to cover, as you can see on screen, is introduction and basic concept. So the topics that we'll be covering today will be the first four topics, okay, which will be introduction and types of signal, standard signals, which is very important. I'll be talking about them, the periodic and the non-periodic signal, and the energy and the power signal. So the other topic, the fifth and the sixth one, will be taken up in the next video. So do subscribe to my channel so that you get notified when all these videos are going live one after the other. So the first topic we'll be learning of signal and system. So what is a signal? What is a system? So signal is basically a set of data. Okay. So when you have a signal, it is basically used to demonstrate a set of data. It can be anything. So for example, when you see a sinusoidal signal, right, it includes a data. It has a data in it. So whatever signal it is, the signal is always going to represent a set of data. And the system, a system is defined as an entity that manipulates one or more signal to accomplish a function that yields this new signal. So basically, system is something that is going to work on this signal, and hence we have signal and system which come together. So we have a signal, and there's going to be a system which is going to work on this signal, which will give us the output result. So we can have an input signal, there is going to be a system which is going to work on this signal, which is going to manipulate the signal, which is going to amplify the signal, or is going to perform its own function, and then it's going to give the final output. So you are going to have a signal which is a set of data. You are going to have a system which is going to work on this particular signal, and then you will have the output signal according to the requirement. So I hope I'm very clear. Signal is the input data, it's a data, and system is going to work on this signal. Hence in total we have signal and system. Now there are different types of signal. The first type is the CTS and the DTS. The CTS is nothing the continuous time signal, and the DTS is the discrete time signal. So in case of CTS, we are saying a signal x of t is said to be CTS if it is defined, so a signal x of t is said to be CTS if it is defined for all the time t. A CTS is generated when a physical waveform such as speed, light, temperature, etc. is converted into an electrical form. So what you should understand is, in case of your CTS signal, it's going to be defined over all intervals of time. That is not going to be a single interval of time till the end of the signal where the signal is not going to be defined. So it may be at 0, it may be at t by 4, it may be at t by 2, it may be at 3t by 2, it may be at any instant of time, I am definitely going to have a signal whose value is going to be there. So a continuous time signal is, as the name suggests, the over all the time instant, I'm going to have the value to that particular signal. And as I told you, a signal is nothing else than a set of data. So there can be a data of speed, there can be data of light, there can be data of temperature, which is demonstrated in the form of signal, wherein the signal will have value over all the instant of time. That becomes my continuous time signal. When I talk about a DTS or a discrete time signal, it's defined only at discrete instance of time. Time instants are usually uniform space. If you look at a discrete time signal, first of all understand that in case of my continuous time signal, the representation was x of t and it was defined over all intervals of time. It had certain magnitude over all intervals of time and my x-axis was time, t. Whereas in case of my DTS, which is a discrete time signal, I am going to have been represented by x of n as x of t in case of my CTS, and it is going to be defined only over specific intervals of time 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's not defined at 0.5, at 1.5, at 2.5. So understand this terminologies very well, because this terminologies will be used very frequently in the future concepts of signaling system. Hence I'm emphasizing it on very well. I'll repeat, a CTS signal is a signal which is defined over all intervals of time. It is not like it's not going to be defined at certain interval of time. It's going to be defined over all interval of time till the end of signal, and the amplitude is given as x of t and the x-axis is the time scale. Whereas in DTS, it's going to be defined at specific interval of time. It is representative of x of n and the x-axis is going to be n. I hope I'm very clear. Then I have my deterministic and non-deterministic signal. So deterministic signal is a signal whose physical description is completely known in mathematical or graphical form. So a deterministic signal, as the name suggests, can be determined, right? It's going to have a particular mathematical expression or mathematical form. For example, I have a signal x of t is given as b of t, where b is the slope and t is the time. So that is a deterministic signal. Whereas a non-deterministic signal are those which are random in nature. They don't have a particular mathematical expression. They are very irregular. For example, a noise signal. Next, I have a even and odd signal. So an even signal exhibits symmetry. It is symmetrical about origin. So if you see about origin, I have symmetrical on both the sides. They are equal on both the sides, and hence they are even signal. An odd signal follows anti-symmetry, that is, about the origin, it's going to be identical with its negative half. So here you have a signal in the negative half is going to be identical. Then it's an odd signal. Had this 0 to t been on the upper part on the negative axis, it would have been even signal. But since it is in the negative part of the negative x-axis, it is an odd signal. I hope I'm very clear to you. Okay. A even signal is called as x of t is x of minus t and x of n is x of minus n. Whereas an odd signal is x of t is minus of x of t and x of n is minus of x of n. So please make it a point. You should know when I talk about x of t, it is a continuous time signal. A x of n is a discrete time signal. You should be able to identify these things very well. And these are the expressions for even and odd signal. So the formulae for even signal is given as x of t plus x of minus t by 2, and odd signal is given as x of t minus of x of minus t by 2. Okay. So find the even and the odd part of x of t. So the x of t is given here, x of minus t is given here. So my even part is given as x of t plus x of minus t by 2. My odd part is given as x of t minus of x of minus t by 2. And try to get the even and the odd part of it. Okay. Now, what are the properties of a signal? So when a signal is even, the odd part is 0 and the vice versa. So if a signal is even, it's not going to be odd, and if a signal is odd, it's not going to be even. And the product of two odd signal is even and two even is even. So you should know these things. They are theoretical in nature, but you should remember these things. The next and the most crucial concept, please pay attention over here and pay attention to what I'll be saying. There are three kind of standard signals which you'll be repeatedly hearing in this subject as well as in the other subjects which are dependent upon this, like impulse signal, step signal, the ramp signal. Very important. So the impulse signal is defined only at t is equal to 0. It's given as infinite, and if it is a unit signal, it's going to be 1. Except t is equal to 0, everywhere it is given as 0. For a step signal, for t greater than 0 is going to have a value a, but for t smaller than 0 is going to have a value 0. So it's only defined for the positive time scale with a constant value, and negative time is given as 0. For the ramp signal is given as a of t for t greater than 0 and 0 for t smaller than 0. I hope I'm very clear here. Okay. The next kind of signal is the periodic and the non-periodic signal. So the periodic signal is basically a signal which satisfies the property x of t plus t is equal to t. So what is a periodic signal? It's a signal which repeats itself regularly in equal interval of time. Whereas if x of t plus t is not equal to x of t, it's a periodic signal. That means the signal is not going to repeat itself in regular intervals of time. If I talk about x of t plus t is equal to x of t as periodic in time domain, then in discrete domain it can be given as x of n plus n is equal to x of n. I hope I'm very clear. So let us now deal with a problem on the time period of a particular signal. Okay, these questions are very popular. It will be asked in university exam, competitive exams also, in exams like GATE. So just make a note of it. It's a standard procedure. If you know this procedure, you can find out the answer. So the question says x of t is equal to 3 cos 2t plus pi by 4 plus 4 sin 3t plus pi by 6. Find the time period of the signal. So please compare the sine and sinusoidal signal with the standard signal, that is a1 cos omega 1 t plus theta 1 plus a2 sin omega 2t plus theta 2. So if you see, my a1 is the amplitude which is given as 3, my omega 1 is given as 2, my a2 is given as 4, and my omega 2 is given as 3. So the t1 is 2 pi by omega 1. So 2 pi by omega 1 is nothing else than 2, is given as pi, and t2 is equal to 2 pi by omega 2, and my omega 2 is nothing else than 3. Hence my t1 is pi and t2 is 2 pi by 3. The t is given as t1 by t2, t1 is pi and t2 is 2 pi by 3, which will be 3 by 2. Hence my value is 1.5. So since my t value 1.5 is rational, it's a periodic signal and the time period is given as 1.5 seconds. I hope I'm very clear. I'll just give you a summary about it. So when a question is given to you in such form and to find out the time period, try to find out and compare the signal with the standard equations. Try to find out t1 for signal t1, t2 for signal t2, and divide t1 by t2. If the resultant value which you're getting here as 1.5 or any value is a rational value, then yes, it's going to be periodic and that value is going to be my time period. Hence it's 1.5 second, and since it's rational, it's not irrational, it is considered to be a periodic signal. Okay. Next type is the energy and the power signal. So the energy signal is a signal where it has finite energy and zero average power, whereas a power signal is the one in which it has finite average power and basically here it should be infinite. I'm sorry for this mistake. It should be infinite energy. So if I have to show it in the form of an expression, when an energy signal is defined, my power is going to be 0, and when my power is defined, my energy is going to be infinite. So let us take up and understand the formulae of energy and power signal. Once you know this, we'll solve a numerical on it to have a better understanding. So the energy of a continuous time signal is given as integral minus infinity to infinity mod of x of t the whole square dt, and the dt is given as summation minus n to n mod of x of n the whole square. Ct is given as limit of t tends to infinity 1 by t integral 0 to t mod of x of t the whole square dt, and dt is given as limit of n tends to infinity 1 upon 2n plus 1 summation minus n to n mod of x of n the whole square n. So basically the notes are present description box also. You can download it from there and make a note of it. Please make a note of this formula and keep on revising them periodically so that you don't forget them. And now if you're seeing this signal, you will be able to understand the significance of what I was saying. Those basics that we learned of CTS, DTS are all coming over here. If you are knowing what is a CTS, that is x of t, what is GTS, that x of n, you'll be able to correlate this. Else is going to be a very difficult. So let us deal with the problem and try to understand. It says verify the following signals are energy or power signal, and whatever they are, find out the corresponding energy and the power. So the x of t is given to us. So first we have to find out the energy signal hai ki power signal. If it is energy signal, find out the energy. If it's a power signal, find out the power. So always what we are going to do is that we are going to try to find out the energy of the signal. Even if the energy is not defined, we'll try to find out the energy and see what value we are getting. So the first step is to find out the energy of the signal. Integral minus infinity to infinity mod of x of t the whole square dt. Since it is u of t, and you know that u of t is basically a step signal which is defined only for t greater than 0. So if you see over here, my step signal is basically my u of t, and it's only defined for t greater than 0, and hence it will be defined from 0 to infinity and not from minus infinity to infinity. E raised to minus 4t because it is square dt. Try to find out the value of energy, which is given as 1 by 4 joules. Since my energy is finite, my power is going to be 0. Hence, it's a energy signal. How do I get it? From here. If my energy is finite between 0 to infinity, then my power is going to be 0. So since I found out the energy and I got my power, since I found out the energy and my energy is defined, that means my power is going to be 0 and it's a energy signal. Okay. Similarly, the next question is x of t is 3 cos omega phi omega naught t. Now again I have to first find out whether it's an energy signal or power signal. But I will not be finding out the energy because I am seeing that it's a cos signal, it's a periodic signal. Since it's a periodic signal, it's definitely going to be a power signal. So there is no need for me to find out the energy. I know already that it's a power signal, so I can make a statement. Since the given signal is periodic, it's a power signal. So try to find out the power. Power, the formula is given limit of t tends to infinity 1 by t integral 0 to t mod of x of t the whole square dt. You have to just put the value over here. Apply the formula. I have given everything step by step, even in the notes. So please download the note from description box. Just follow these steps. Apply the integration rule. You will get the power of the signal. And since the power is defined, what rule had we learned? That the power is defined, so the energy is infinite. Hence, to give you a summary of this particular lecture, this lecture basically deals with the basic of signal system, the introduction, and most importantly, the types of the signal. And hence, What is a signal? A signal is nothing else than a set of data, and a system is something that works on this signal. There are different type of signals such as CTS, DTS, CTS x of t, DTS is x of n, deterministic, non-deterministic, even signal, odd signal. What is the formula for an even signal? What is the formula for odd signal? If a normal signal x of t is given to you, a numerical is solved on that particular thing, then what is the property of even and odd? What are the standard signals such as impulse, step, ramp? What is a periodic signal? What is a non-periodic signal? A question is solved on the time period of the signal. And finally, what is the energy and a power signal? So everything is explained in detail. The notes are present. So if you like the video, do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also follow me on Instagram. My channel is Explore Edu to Teach. Thank you so much. God bless.